Well, future agents of change who will go on to make a difference in our country and really the world. It's why there's a push now to increase diversity in prestigious fellowship programs after years of college applicants facing barriers. Our own Justin Pazera brings us this story.
I really think about the people that came before me that were just as accomplished, just as able, that weren't necessarily given this opportunity because of, systematic barriers.
Alexander Sojourny is a 2021 Marshall Scholar. The Arizona State University graduate is preparing to move to the United Kingdom this fall.
I think I'm most looking forward to just being uncomfortable in a new environment, a new society.
Alexander is one of 46 recipients of the prestigious honor this year.
The 2021 cohort of the Marshall recipients, it was the first minority majority finalist cohort ever. So I definitely think that's room to celebrate. I hope that paves a way for other prestigious scholarships to follow.
The postgraduate fellowship programs have faced backlash for lacking diversity, many of the winners coming from Ivy League schools, and of the scholars selected, very few were students of color.
I believe that you can't fix problems with the thinking that caused them, right? So, if everyone comes from the same background or the same life experience and looks at the problems that face our country, we need new voices in there all the time. We need people that have different backgrounds and understanding and ways of knowing and talking and thinking.
Kyle Mox is the Associate Dean for the National Scholarships Advisement at Arizona State University. He helps students like Alexander apply for these highly competitive programs.
Some of the programs that we're talking about can be as small as 1% or less than 3% selection rate.
Alexander was a finalist for both the Marshall Scholars and Rhodes Scholars programs. His academic achievements, on-campus activities, and activism setting him apart from the crowd. He's now focused on his future, helping fight for policies and legislation that embrace equity, diversity, and inclusion.
After the duration of the program, I'd hope to run for political office. I would like to be an advocate to push forward for more inclusive legislation, housing, and eventually run for Senator of Arizona. That is my long-term goal.
Alexander hopes getting into the Marshall Scholars Program will inspire other African American and Black students to apply.
And I think that we have to make sure, as Black Americans, that we know that, we didn't get these scholarships not because we weren't good enough, but because of, racial barriers that stopped us from getting it in the first place. So, I think we just have to readjust our narrative to make sure that it's not, we're not putting down ourselves, but we're raising ourselves to apply to these, scholarships that can change, the world for us.
I mean, just an incredible young man, right? This month, ASU is hosting a series of events about these prestigious fellowship programs and the push for diversity with the hopes of encouraging more students from all kinds of backgrounds to apply.